everyone? This is Lucas Ross Sports. Lucas Ross, your commentator. Week 0 of the college football season is complete, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on some of those other games, but I'm going to give you my best thoughts and also my honest thoughts basically on the main game that everyone was looking forward to, and that is the Nebraska versus Northwestern game in Dublin, Ireland. Really close game there between those two teams. Came down to the wire, and of course, Northwestern came out on top. I'll tell you what, this game was really close. I watched the highlights. I didn't watch the whole game. I'll tell you what, this game was so close to the end, but Nebraska once again chokes. You know, last year, remember they had all those close games. This year, it kind of seems like that. Is this the same Nebraska team as last year? I mean, I thought this Nebraska team, had the game done with, and over with when they were up 14-3. But Northwestern, I liked how they didn't give up on this game here, and they didn't give up. I mean, my thoughts on this game personally, I thought it was really good. I thought the game turned out to be really good, and also I thought the game would be, a lot closer, and it was close. So, I mean, I expected this one to be a Nebraska win, though, but Nebraska, of course, losing to Northwestern, and of course, Nebraska fans want Scott Frost gone just after one game, and I kind of don't blame Nebraska fans at all. I mean, this is kind of an embarrassing loss here for Nebraska, a heartbreaking loss as well, an emotional loss as well for Nebraska. I mean, they were really hyped coming into 2022, but Week 0 was not really, all about, conference games or anything like that, but this game was just really close. I mean, it was one of those games that was just going to come down to the wire. But this game right here turned out to be just a really good one. And I'm happy that college football is finally back. Week 0 was pretty exciting. But there weren't many big games. I mean, the only big game, I think, was between Northwestern and Nebraska. So I think these two teams are pretty much the only big game of the Big Ten Conference. Now, where does Nebraska go from here? Do they have a bad season coming into this season? If they keep playing like that, I mean, basically they're going to lose every single game, or they will not win any games this year. You never know, but for Northwestern, they proved me wrong. I mean, I'm not really high on this team, but they showed pretty well. Ryan Helinski, I think, is a great quarterback for them, and I think he played a pretty good game. I thought Nebraska's quarterback, Thompson, played pretty well. I mean, I think both quarterbacks played pretty well, but let's face it, Nebraska, the only thing that I think was really good for Nebraska was the third down conversions. They were 9 of 16 on third downs, and they only had one penalty all game, and that was what the best thing was about them, but they turned the ball over 3 times in that game, and Northwestern really forced them to, make a lot of mistakes, and Nebraska could just not move the ball in the last 11 minutes of that game. But this game right here, I really loved it. I mean, I really think it's going to be it turned out to be a good college football season, and I'm glad college football is back. There were some other Week 0 games. Vanderbilt was victorious over Hawaii, 63-10. I expected Vanderbilt to really win that game by maybe only at least 6 points or something like that, but that was, Vanderbilt really showed out in that game. They really played a good game in that one. And then there were, other games. Utah State defeated UConn. But there wasn't a lot of games in week number 0. Florida State was victorious, and also North Carolina wins over Florida A&M. So there were some pretty exciting matchups, but this one stand out to me, though, the Nebraska versus Northwestern game. But for Northwestern, I got to tell you what, I think they're going to have a really good season. If this win, I think, like I said in my football predictions, if you go back and watch those, I said the winner of this game is going to depend on their season. I think Nebraska, though, for them, it's a bad season. And then for Northwestern, it's a good season for them. So, but it would be really, surprising if Nebraska was still able to get to a bowl game this year. But we still got a long way to go before anything comes up. But we have a lot of busy videos this week for the college football season. We'll have an upset alert type here. We'll go through each upset. And remember, the spread has to be about single digits in order to make it an upset. So we'll do those. We'll go through 5 takeaways as well. And I'm not trying to copy any other sports channels. It's just my, perspective. That's all I can really come up with. And then we'll have top 25 updates. college football is back, baby. It's back, and college football is really going to be tight this year. And also, some games will begin on Thursday night. I mean, we got Tennessee playing, of course. We got a lot of games going on this week. We got a lot of games going on Labor Day weekend. Some games will be on Monday as well, some on Sunday. But that's all I got for you on my thoughts of Nebraska versus Northwestern game. And stay tuned here for more on Lucas Ross Sports.